A Court of Fairies and Fiction. Akafath Girls Podcast. Hosts Mel, Liv, Aka, and Lily. A bookish theory and discussion podcast for the Akatar, Crescent City, and Tug series, as well as our Fable Book Club reads. Special segment, SJM and Call Her Daddy, Trauma and Turning Points.
Okay, so we got news tonight that Sarah was officially confirmed to be on the Call Her Daddy podcast on Wednesday, March 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Our bowels are watery.
Yes, our bowels are watery. I am usually the pessimist, and Eka is usually the optimist. We have flipped roles today. I say that there was no reason for her to come out of hiatus unless she has something significant to announce.
And
She
I
doesn't
said
think
it was
so.
Sus.
Yeah, agreed with Aka. I agree with Aka.
It's sus because homegirl ghosted us. Granted, she was giving us the queen treatments and interacting with us. And was like, oh my gosh, I love that you caught this, and oh, look at this, and look at that. Like, she was geeking out with us before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand mental health, you got to protect it, especially in this nowadays and age. But then, like, girl, why you ghosting us?
Girl,
Like,
the
excuse me, madam, you raised me. What do you mean?
you raised me.
You raised my
Yeah.
second teenagerhood, okay? And then you're just gonna like cut me
My
off.
second adolescence.
My second adolescence, and then you're gonna kick me to the curb and ghost me? How fucking rude.
How
Just
rude.
Rude. Rude. Look, I got into Akatar at first when it came out. Couldn't get into it because of something I was dealing with at the time. Took a break. My sister-in-law got me into it, and I haven't looked back since. That was like 2017. So not as early as some other people, but still fairly early,
Yeah.
considering to some. And it's just like, ma'am, madam, what are you doing?
And I
Madam.
was saying how like her kids are like 8 and 4 now. So it's not like she's like an exhausted mom with a brand new baby anymore. Like it's been 4 years since Sloane was born in 2022. And she released Hope Fast in 2024. And I'll always reference this, but in that Today Show interview, she's like, yeah, about a year and a half, 2 years. 2 years has come and gone, people. Come and gone. She didn't celebrate the 1 year of Ho Fast. She didn't celebrate the 2 year of Ho Fast. Like, she didn't celebrate the 10 year of Akatar.
And it's like, excuse me, ma'am. You don't have to pay taxes because we've been paying you to not pay taxes by giving us escapism.
We pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Like the people say at my job, I pay for your paycheck. Okay, shut up. Shut up.
The tables have turned.
They're like, I know, they're like, my taxes pay for your paycheck because you're a federal worker. I'm like, that doesn't mean I can help you. You can complain all you want. That doesn't mean I'm getting the sergeant for you.
I would like to talk to a manager of this.
Like, I want to talk to the officer in charge. Well, a speeding ticket person doesn't get to talk to the sergeant, okay? You get me. It's
you
called
don't get to talk to the
fight
meter
it
maid.
or pay it, and that's town hall shit, not police department shit. So fuck you.
And in this case, we've been trying to tell Sarah, like, girl, where are you at? And what's going on? What you doing?
What you doing? Where you at?
Where you at? Girl, what is happening? What's going on?
Again, though,
I did not give myself a spa day today, only for you to not give me crumbs. Okay? My aunts that are coming out of the woodwork now because it is fucking spring are like, bitch, where's the crumbs? Okay? There's no crumbs. We're starving out here.
We starving. Oh, Olivia and everybody listening, I said this before we started recording. The official time for the interview was amended on the original post. So
Okay.
it's actually 8 p.m. standard time on Wednesday. 6 p.m. for
6
you guys.
p.m. my time.
You know what? I was planning on like staying up at midnight and just like being half awake, like listening to it.
But now you
Right?
can watch it while you're like making dinner.
I know. I'm so excited. Like, I'm gonna tell my family, don't talk to me, just leave me
Right?
alone.
No, I was thrilled because I have to go to work
Liv
at
has to have
midnight.
mommy time.
And
Yeah,
I'm
we're
so
done.
pissed. I sent you guys like that message earlier. I was like, if any officer interrupts me, I'm gonna fucking drop kick their ass. Like they better not interrupt me.
Bro.
But now I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be home.
I know.
If
I
my
have to set
period
my alarm.
starts,
I'm gonna set my
I'm gonna be
alarm for like
pissed.
7 p.m. Get up, make
Got it, man,
myself
through.
dinner, and be like, I need the tea.
Tell me everything.
Tell
But you
me.
know what? I'm like afraid. I'm worried. I'm worried about, like I said, like I'm afraid we're gonna get on and we're all like hopped up and excited, and then it's like all about her personal life and like what's been going on.
Dude, she's gonna get fucking canceled if that happens.
I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares if she gets canceled.
No, she's like, okay, cool, they'll leave me
I
alone.
mean, she kind of
For
already
5
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, cool, but I'm over it. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay,
kind of her vibe.
and I was talking to Eka about this earlier, but like the Spotify video of November 2024 when she was like, I literally spilled the tea. It's too soon to tell you anything yet, but soon. A year
How
and
soon
3
is
months later is soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
How soon is now?
Fairy
Why?
time does not compute in the human world, bitch.
No. Why would she do that? Like, it doesn't even
She's
make
living
sense
in
why she
Crescent
did
City
the
and we're
little-
living in Prithian.
Dude,
Wait,
like,
isn't that
Not
the other way
even.
around?
We're living in
it is the
Todd,
other
and
way
she's
around.
living
We're
in
like the
Crescent City.
humans that are just like suffering over here, and she's like over in Valaris, not giving a shit about any of us.
We're the fucking priestesses, and she's Reese. I don't give a
We're
fuck.
not even the
Like,
priestesses.
researching.
We're like Farah's village commoners, just like wanting a scrap of the food.
We're the displaced Valarians from the slums.
We're collecting laundry water from the fountain.
We're the people that are just trying to climb the 10,000 steps to be heard.
She looks down at us like peasants. You
Yes.
peasants, filthy peasants.
Picking
You
off-
should have thought about that before you became peasants.
I know.
Picking fleas off of pelts that we have like random fairy camels that were
Well, Reese was literally like, oh, well, if they have concerns that are like important enough, they'll find a way up to the House of Wind. Bitch, these people can't winnow. You have wards even if they can winnow. They're literally crawling up the 10,000 steps to be heard.
What about like
What?
old Bob with the bad leg? Like you're gonna make him go up the steps? That's so rude.
Reese himself
It's
was a
rude.
bummy. Like, what do you
It's
mean
so
the
rude.
elderly and the moms have to make their way up 10,000
What about the
steps?
teeny tiny pixies? How do you expect them to go up them steep ass steps?
Sarah doesn't care about us, guys. She doesn't care.
We the little people. We the little people.
We are
Well,
the little people.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's kinda
I'm
too
very
fast.
curious. I have
We're
to be
short beans.
optimistic because if I'm not optimistic, I'm depressed.
Ain't that the
Like,
truth?
if we get nothing, I
I'm
can't
shit.
I can't physically fathom getting absolutely nothing. If anything, I think we'll get maybe an announcement of when an announcement will be.
Okay.
If
So-
anything.
Basically a teaser.
Yeah.
To a teaser.
Or
I want
The
my
couple.
cookie.
or the couple.
I want my cookie. I want my slice of cake.
Good for you, Aka. You eat that cake, girlfriend. Where's
I mean,
mine?
I
need
think
some
it's going to
over
be
here.
one of the three. I think it's going to be the title, the couple, or the color of the book.
Yeah.
It has to be something. She has to do something as
Do
little
you,
as
do you think she's gonna bring like a hard printed, like not even necessarily the book, but just like a hard
like the
printed book
art.
and, like, well, yeah, and like hold it up for us, or like the artwork that remember they.
And you know what she did for Akafas on
Huh.
when she used to post on Instagram for like I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, and then she would like add a letter or something, and it was like guess the title, and it was a core of blank and blank with the color
Yeah.
of the book. And then for like 3 weeks, she would like add a letter like every other day until it was like filled out.
That's amazing.
I
actually
wonder if
love
she's
that.
just gonna like hold up like the color of the book and it'll be like a quart of blank and blank. Everybody can guess on Bloomsbury or something, and then Bloomsbury will post something. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
So, like, do you guys think we're gonna get? Okay, do you think we're gonna get a book this year then?
Yeah.
If she's coming
Yeah.
to call her daddy.
If the announcement is in March, she always publishes 7 months later. That's October. We already heard from Bloomsbury that they have no Sarah J. Maas book through September.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
So 7 months is October. That's past the Bloomsbury dates. I think they knew that because I mean they have to know that because they're her publisher. They have to know what's going down per contract. So there's also the possibility that she goes on and just announces like, "Hey, Margot Robbie is doing the show now," and it's about the show.
Okay, can we talk about Margot Robbie for a minute? That really grinds my gears. I don't know how you guys.
My gears.
It really grinds my gears.
It grinds my gears.
That's such a grandma thing to say.
Well, I could say it in a different way, but like I feel like I have, my Jesus
really
picture behind me. Yeah. Grinds my gears. Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't think Margot Robbie should be involved. Like she can play more, maybe. But like Wuthering Heights, did you guys see it?
I mean, it should have been retitled as Kathy.
I agree.
Because it was not Wuthering Heights. It was I've
seen the reviews. I've heard the reviews. However, I've also heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, you can't judge her by just this project because her other projects are amazing, and it's the people you also work with that you have to collab with." And like, I kind of get that. Like, not every director is gonna have like breakout fucking movies every time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really want to judge her based on one project because, like, let's be real, the Barbie movie was pretty awesome. I fucking loved that movie. I thought it was hilarious.
It was well done.
It was very
America did an amazing job.
Yeah, see? Yeah. So, I mean, I think we should give her a chance. But I would want it to have the budget and
more taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. I would need it to have like Game of Thrones or even like the show Lucifer. I think I showed you guys the wings that they used on Lucifer. Like
the world is on fire. I need fairy smut.
Yeah,
and if someone says that
I'm gonna be
that's
honest,
not real literature,
I don't really care about a show. I mean, it would be kind of exciting. I care about the book more.
I want the book too.
I want the book.
I want a book and I want an animated show. I don't want a live show. I want animation.
Really? Okay, yeah. I think I'm the only person who disagrees with that. I don't want an animated show. It just feels too childlike for like smut. I don't know.
No.
Have you seen me the wrong way? I don't. And like,
have you seen Castlevania? If you watch Castlevania, you could tell that.
I'm not getting into that. Because animation used to not be for kids.
Have you seen it? That show, Eka?
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like a lot of animation. Oh. I just feel like it would be really weird. I mean, yeah.
Disagree.
You can do animation very well, but animation as a whole, to me, just comes off kind of childish as vibes. I know they're not all child shows and shit.
No, ma'am, they are not, especially hentai.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's weird.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Don't explain. Don't explain on here.
Just explain it on the group chat.
NSFW shit to the group chat.
Send it to the group
Maddie
chat.
was on here, we would not be able to shut her up.
I was gonna say she'd be talking about it like for
okay. Granted,
melons, eggplants.
I got mentally scarred for life because I wasn't looking for that on Google when I was a teenager, and it happened.
I mean, nobody was looking for blue waffles either, but
I literally think I must be so old because I don't know anything that you guys are talking about.
Good.
Good.
No idea what you guys are saying at all.
You don't. Yeah, you're
No.
too religious for this.
It's like a whole this must be a
A
whole other
whole
thing.
new-
I have lived
I
a
know.
life I am not exactly proud of.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
lived a life that is different. And I have seen some shit.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
like, Melanie's like, oh, it's great. What are you talking about? It's even
Because
better
if
than
you look at the titles of the episodes, they talk about love, motherhood. What's it like to be
I said
famous? What's
S-
it like to
I said
have
Sarah J.
international
Maas.
fame?
Trauma and turning points. Can you
Sarah
imagine?
J. Maas, writer then versus writer now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shit it's gonna be.
Like,
Like mental health, motherhood, rabid fans,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
womanhood in the author space, something like that.
or if they make it to be like a Sarah J. Maas title, that's gonna be hilarious. Like a court of blankety blank and blank.
Oh,
A court
I kind
of
of like that.
trauma and something.
A court of trauma and coffee.
That's what our podcast should be. Like our secondary name. Trauma, coffee, conversations that maybe should never happen, stuff like that.
A court of boners and breadcrumbs. Like, I don't know. From like
A court of crack and theories.
crack.
Oh my God.
Like, she's literally just gonna go off about her perfect husband for like 30 minutes. I mean, I do think it's very sweet, but at some point I'm like, little too much for me.
Has Josh posted lately? I haven't seen.
No, I checked.
You did?
Well, we've checked. No.
I checked.
I love it.
The real
I love-
Papa
And
Maas.
Steph didn't post anything either.
No.
Yeah, Steph's been weird lately. Like,
Because
her post-
Steph knows
Because
what's
they're
coming.
besties.
Steph was
And she
there when she
knows that
finished
we
the
would be
draft.
grilling her about it.
They were on vacation together when she finished the draft. This is why I think it's Gwynreal. Steph is the biggest fucking Gwynreal fan. Okay, predictions. If she announces a book, final predictions right now. What book, color, possible title, couple. Go.
Oh my God.
I still say it's going to be a prequel or something similar. And they're going to time jump. It's going to be very Tower of Donnie. And we're going to see what really went down. And it could be that Elaine is the one time traveling, or Reese teaches her time traveling and getting into her seer stuff. And it may be with Lucian, or it's just specifically dealing with the time jumps. Because it's still just.
So how long do you think the time jump will have been since Hofas? And like, do you think there's going to be fallout from that book?
Oh God, yeah. Like Reese's Valg is going to be like Reese's Valg self is going to be going through menopause. Okay, menopause.
I can't wait for his menopause moment. I'm so excited.
Reese and menopause. I love it. I don't know. So do you guys think he's going to just be like totally unhinged from here on out?
I want to see. Do fairies get rabies shots?
He is a bat. He can
Oh, shit. we're cooked.
I mean, hey, he does have echolocation with Farah.
I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna touch it with a 5-foot pole.
You think it's going to be an Elaine book?
Possibly. I think Elaine's going to be part of it. I don't know if she's going to star in it.
Yeah,
I think it's going to
agreed.
be a multi POV.
Agreed.
What color?
Purple.
Purple. All right, Liv, what about you?
I agree with Eka. I think we're getting a purple book. I think it's a. I do. I do. I think it's gonna be. She hit the nail on the head. A multi POV.
God, I'm the odd one out today. Fuck.
Yeah, I think it's. I think it's gonna be between literally Elaine, Azriel, and Lucian. I think those are the three POVs we're getting. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. I don't think Gwen is gonna be in this book as a major character quite yet. So yeah.
Okay. I'm literally totally the opposite. I'm 100% that it's going to be Azriel and Gwen. Obviously, he's going to have a conversation with Elaine. But I don't think Elaine or Lucian are ready to be main characters yet. I don't think there was enough urgency for them yet. And I think that there was a reason that there was a cliffhanger with Azriel and Nesta, and Elaine wasn't in Hofas.
I also think that Reese's sister is going to come up.
Yeah, so
that is on my bingo card.
You guys know this, but my final prediction is a sapphire, cobalt blue, navy blue book because of the siphons and the invoking stone. I think I have a ton of titles that I've posted on my Instagram that it could be like ribbons and whatever the fuck. Hold on, let me
Court of batshit and crazy.
Yeah. All right, so for Gwynreal, I have a court of songs and spies, a court of mystery and melody, a court of ribbons and daggers, a court of singing and spying, a court of bonded melodies, a court of shadowed melodies, or a court of stone and steel.
Oh, I like it.
I like stone and steel and ribbons and daggers.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I didn't see the urgency with Elaine yet. And I feel like if it was going to lead into her story, we would have gotten hints of that in Hofas. Or at the very least, someone would have been like, oh, Elaine predicted this and she predicted this person coming. Like, why was that not brought up, you know?
I think she's going to be a POV or at least be involved in some way, but it's going to involve her seer gifts.
Mm. I think it would be interesting if there was some sort of flashback to Elaine, like in the first little bit where Azriel's like, oh, I have to have a conversation with her or whatever. And he's kind of going over, oh, this is what happened in the time from Hofas to now, you know?
I still think it's going to be very Tower of Dawn, where it's going to be that many POVs. And it's going to go back, it's going to refer back to the time of more Azriel, Cassian, and Eris, and Lauren. Maybe we get her actual name. Tamlin. I don't think
that would be exciting.
Lucy was born yet.
Yeah.
I think
poor Lucian.
Poor Lulu.
Actually, technically, Lucian is like 100. Lucian's like a little less than 100 or 100-ish years older than Lauren.
He's like
in his 300s. She's 270. 275.
He was like 79. I thought he was like 79, like he's a baby.
Lucian?
Yeah.
No. Because Tarquin's the youngest person and he's 80.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he mentions that he's like a couple centuries younger than Tamlin. So he's like in his 300s, early 300s. And Lauren is, as we know from Rune, like 275 because he's like, oh, she's a couple centuries older than me. And then Rhys says about his sister, oh, she's a few centuries younger than me. So that makes sense too. But his quote to Lucian, like, oh, I was slaughtering on battlefields before you were even born. Okay, but you were in your 20s. So obviously, if he's a couple centuries younger than you.
I've never met such a Regina George male, grown-ass male in my entire life.
I need you to kneel so I can feel superior. And I was slaughtering on the battlefield before you were born. Did you see that meme? Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
Oh my God. I met one of those kind of guys in the gas station when I was going to like go to the bathroom and like the whole thing. I'll tell you about it later. But like it was just so rude. It's just like, sir, mind your business.
I think, yeah, I do think a multi POV book would be really interesting. However, I don't think she's gonna do that until it's the Koshi War. I think she's gonna save the Tower of Dawn, Kingdom of Ash type book for the actual war. And then before that, she's gonna try to keep to her dual POV that she's always clung to and claimed her plans never changed a few years
See,
ago.
I feel like that would be true, but at the same time, it's been so long, and
Yeah.
the book is reportedly going to be like also super long, and it's just like
I hope so.
people need to heal. Certain
Yeah.
characters need to heal before the Koshi Wars, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Tam,
like Tamlin.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited. Okay, this is what I would love to happen. I think I mentioned it on a previous episode. I don't remember which one. This is what I would love to happen, okay? She said it's a super long book, right? I would love for like part one, because you know how Crescent City was like part one, part two, part three. I would love for part one of the book to be the Moore and Eris novella. Like, I want it to be inside this book because that then frees her up for a whole separate novella if there's 3 in her contract. So if she puts 2 into one book, that counts as one book. And she has a whole other novella free, which she could use for Tamlin and the Lauren prequel and the Reese shit and all of that. Because I don't think Moore and Eris and like the Tamlin and Lauren stuff is going to be in the same book unless Lauren did take Cormac to Midgard.
Oh my God, we're bringing this up again. No.
I'm just saying. But I feel like it's 2 separate things and I don't know if it would work mushing it in, but I do feel like the Moore and Eris novella does come into play in like Azriel's story, especially obviously because we know he was like pining after her and knew a lot about her and stuff. And also like Cassian's arc, I guess, whatever he has of a personal arc to fucking deal with Moore. I think it would work that way. And then Azriel finally letting Moore go and realizing, like Cassian did at the end of his book, that Eris isn't the enemy. He's then free to move on. So I feel like it would work if the first part of that book is the Moore and Eris novella, history, shit like that, and then the rest of the book is Gwenriel, and then featuring maybe the last part would be Nesta Valkyrie's Dust Court. If it's a very long book, because then it would free up
an Assassin's Blade kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But within the book, because if she's contracted for 3 and she puts the Moore novella in the novel, she's freed up for a whole other novella that she can use for someone else, which would work for Tamlin. If he has this whole previous history with Lauren, with Reese, with whoever else, why he's so into helping the humans, what happened to him with Amarantha, like all of his fucking POV shit that we should have gotten, a novella could be freed up for that.
Well, here's the thing. Here's also what I think.
hope.
I think because Twilight of the Gods, you know, we think that's going to be
Yes.
after this book. I severely think somebody from the Tog world is going to come into ACOTAR 6. And
tell you how much I don't want that.
I want to know who.
Manon and Dorian. Dorian blue, Manon red because of the cape. Purple.
People hate me for this. I hate Minorian as a couple. I'm sorry.
Wait,
That's
why
fine.
why do you hate them as a couple?
You're not gonna like my answer. Minorian and Nessian are the same couple. I don't think they work together. I think they're very clearly mutually using each other, mutually rebounding, and their entire relationship revolves around sex appeal. And that's it. There's no actual substance to a loving relationship in either of them. And even Dorian says, like, he wanted Manon because humans are too fragile. And it was his trauma of losing Sorsha, which is the only reason he wanted to date Manon, because witches aren't fragile. And that's not a good reason to me. Like, it's not, that's not a reason to date someone just because they're not human and they're the first sexy non-human you've met. Like, and then at the end, when it's like they have their own kingdoms and they can't live together, and it's like, I hope he didn't end up with her, but I know the whole fandom gets super mad at me when I say that.
I mean, I'm in favor of the couple, and yeah, it is kind of like Nessian,
Yeah.
but in a more toggy kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not as toxic, but they still don't have the substance that a couple should have.
It's not even a relationship. It's a situationship based on lust. But
exactly.
It's a fun situational
it's fun and flirty. Yeah. It's fun and flirty. But that's the thing. Like, you can have a fun and flirty thing and not be endgame. If we get anything about Dorian, my hope is that he ended up with a mortal queen and a good kingdom and someone he could live his life with. And
like Ansel?
And him and Manon are amazing allies, like with the Witch Kingdom. And she ends up with someone, maybe a female, because she was kind of gay-coded to me. And either way, whatever. And yeah, I think they would have made way better allies than a couple. I never saw them as relationship material. They were just kind of like fooling around, situationship fun material. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's how I see Nessian too. Like, they're fine when they're on their shit and like fucking around and all that, but there's no substance to it. And I don't see the endgame material in either of them.
I have not met Minorian yet, but I feel like Nessian definitely has some substance, like, because Cassian's very compassionate, right? And he's there for Nesta. He's trying to help her grow, like, especially during the lake scene when they go on that hike and everything like that. It's true.
You're the one who brought it up this time. Let us note this down, because she gets pissed the fuck off every time I bring up the lake scene. She brought it up, okay?
I did.
So I cannot be held liable for this argument.
Don't you? I feel like Nessian has substance. They've got a little bit of substance.
Don't agree. I literally just think, okay, I'm not saying they're not nice people individually. They are.
Right.
They're both compassionate individually. I just feel like Cassian wants a mate more than he wants Nesta as a person. And I feel like he was trying to get into like that whole protective mate mode thing kind of toward the end. And then Hofas, he reverted. He didn't give a fuck. You know that you don't like how he acted in that bonus chapter. That comes after Akasif.
I know.
7 to 10 months after Akasif.
So would Dorian protect Manon? Like, what would you guys think of Dorian and Manon? Are they really like?
Oh, I don't think they're relationship material, but at the very least, they are very good allies and very good friends, and they would always protect each other, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just. I mean, I guess Minorian's a little better than Nessian, just because I feel like if Nessian broke up, I don't know if they'd be able to be that civil. Whereas Minorian,
what about?
Because they're very self-assured, and Cassian's not self-assured. He still gets fucking offended when people call him a brute, when he calls himself a brute. Like, grow the fuck up, man-child.
What about Nesrin and Sartak?
I just met them.
Girl!
Hey, she's had 3 years too.
I have no excuse. I'm struggling.
At least I'm on the last 3 books.
I know. I'm struggling. It's the first books are hard for me for some reason. I don't know why.
Queen of Shadows. I
Mm.
feel like Queen of Shadows kind of confirms my Cormac theory, but I'll wait till you get there.
Okay.
Oh, and that was like 2 years ago when I made that meme of you reading Queen of Shadows. And you're still reading Queen of Shadows.
I think I finished Crown of Midnight, right? I know I did.
Oh my God, you haven't even read Heir of Fire. My God. Oh my God. I just know for a fact she's going to be bawling at the end of Heir of Fire.
Oh my
Really?
God.
I was bawling at the end of Heir of Fire, and I don't cry for shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was personally attached to somebody, as you know, which is another reason why I don't ship Minorian.
I
Uh,
finished.
I was very upset. I was very upset. Like, if Sarah kills one more fucking person that I care about, I'm gonna be so mad. It was like Sam 2.0. I'm not even joking. I was so upset.
mhm. She was.
I cried. I admittedly cried. And I still go off on a
You
tangent.
are
It
going
takes-
to cry at Empire of Storms.
Me? I don't know. I'm not an Aelin girly. I think that's the thing. Everyone cries for Empire of Storms and Kingdom of Ash because they're Aelin girlies. I literally, okay, not to, we're on the hot takes tonight.
I was gonna say, I don't know how much should we be saying. Should we stop right now?
I don't really like Aelin. No, she definitely has her moments. She definitely has a lot of really amazing things that she does. I just find her very childish when doing them. And granted, she is like
Yeah, her
19.
childhood was taken from her.
Yeah.
Like, how does she
Yeah.
not have like any personality disorders at this
People
point?
hate me, but she very much reminds me of Feyre if Feyre had just trained her entire child.
No, we are going to disagree on this because, and I will repeat this meme till the day I die. If Aelin was in Feyre's
Shoes.
situation, okay, she would have had that curse fixed.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I think she
And
would have fought a lot
and
harder.
she would have killed all the High Lords. And
I
became
can see that.
A lot
High
harder.
Queen
But
over
can see that.
everybody.
but you forget that Aelin didn't even want to fucking be Fae at first. Somebody had
No.
to force her to become Fae again.
She did not want to be royalty, much like somebody else we know.
Mm-hmm.
Two people we know, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean like her great 15,000-year grandson? Mr. Tam Tam?
Oh, Tamlin, Rune, Bryce, Hand, and
Oh yeah, Reese always wanted to be royalty. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. He was like, oh, I trained my entire childhood. Yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. We don't care. So did most of the other High Lords, except for the ones that you helped get slaughtered by Amarantha. Next. Thank you, next.
what if we find out about the other High Lords and their schemy ways and why they
Dude,
don't trust
See, this is the
Mr.
thing.
Recipient?
This is why this book is like, it's gonna get such bad reviews because people are way too into their theories and stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to know what happens at this point. Like, I love theorizing, but I'm not gonna get pissy if not. Like Hofast. I still love Hofast. Olivia was pissed at Hofast.
I was pissed.
I still loved Hofast because I took it for what it was. But there's going to be a lot of people that don't do that. Like Hofast got really shit on for a while because of that. And I think Aka 6 is going to be the same way. But I don't know.
I think I saw a really, really good Instagram like video today where she was like talking about this theory that was really crazy. Like people are saying basically there's going to be like a Renesmee moment with like Mor and like a child that's born, right? And so she's like, we just need to stop theorizing. And I'm like, I agree. Isn't it right? People, I don't know how they come up with that. It's not going to happen. SJM is never
I
going
mean,
to do
unless
that.
you're talking about her child Cormac being mates with Nesta, who she hates.
Just like thinking, I'm just thinking of Chuck Nesmith. When Renesmee looked like Chucky, and I just can't.
That is hilarious. I remember
CGI
that.
Renesmee.
Yeah.
That was so disgusting.
That
It
was
looked like
so
a Cabbage
creepy.
Patch Kid
We
on
just-
crack.
See,
Oh my
this is why I said the show has to have good fucking CGI. If we get Chucky Nix, I'm not into that.
Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna scar me for life.
This is
But
also
it's so
why
funny.
I find it very disgusting when people ship Tamlin with Nyx. Because that's a thing.
What the?
Nyxlin is a fucking thing. Yeah.
The truth comes out.
They're like, well, he's not even really a character. He's just a baby. He's a non-character. I'm like, he's a baby in canon. And they're like, well, you know, if it can happen with Renesmee and Jacob.
Oh hell to hell.
No.
Girl, no. Girl,
No.
no,
Mm-mm.
no.
Like the
And it's
fact-
not like I
No.
was even mean about it. I was like, it's kind of gross to ship a child character with a grown character, and I don't like the Renesmee thing. And then they were like, all offended.
Can we also just like appreciate how terrible of a plot line that was
That
for
would
Stephanie
be-
Myers to write that in her books in high school? Like literally, way to kill a series in just like a short
No,
scene.
because think about it.
No, I don't want to think about it.
No,
Not at all. Never
no.
again.
Their
Never again.
justification. Their justification is the same thing. That Tamlin only loved Feyre because Nyx was inside of it. No.
No.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
No.
hell the fuck no. Ugh.
Nope.
Take me out.
No.
No.
I went off this planet.
It's so gross. Like, girl, if you go on Tumblr,
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
how do you get upset about someone not liking pedophilia, even though like it's a fantasy? It's still gross. Like, we can all collectively agree that the Jacob Renesmee thing was gross.
100%. It was
That was
so
weird.
weird.
That
The
was
only
weird.
non-gross thing about it is how she amended that shit when she's like, oh, well, the bond means that he is only a protector until she's 18, and then the
So he's a groomer.
and then the
Yeah.
and then the official mate bond snaps. Like, all right, so he's
Ew.
not gonna feel anything sexual for a child. But the fact that she was like, well, Jacob was in love with Bella because Renesmee, the egg, was inside her, like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I need an emotional support smoothie.
Ah!
Dude, I have my emotional support coffee ice cream soda. Right?
I love it. Ooh, that sounds so good, Melanie.
It's delicious. My other prediction, other than just like the whole one book thing, is either she drops the next box set, like I've been saying for a year, or, which is relatively new information since Hofas, because we know about Twilight of the Gods, Akasic's Twilight of the Gods tandem read. Because that would be the Daglin planet flashbacks with whatever's happening after Hofas, and then connecting the pieces of what happened in Hofas. Because remember, Twilight of the Gods is most likely going to be the history of the crossing. So if Twilight of the Gods 1 doesn't start with Tog but starts with Akatar, it could absolutely be a tandem read. Because the Bone Carver's dead, the Weaver's dead, all you've got is Koshi, and I think Koshi pulled a Maeve. I don't think he's actually their sibling.
Yeah.
So if both of the death gods are dead, they can't get their information from them anymore. Bryaxis fled the world, and Koshi's trying to take over. They have to
Is
find
Bryaxis a spider?
We don't know. I thought he was a Stygian spider, but then it says that they're only females. So then I was confused, and then I was like, okay, what if Bryaxis is also a prince of hell?
I think Bryaxis is a spider because why? Like, I think that was a really
Cassian
good
is
theory.
terrified, and
Yeah.
it's just like I love that.
I'm
image.
pissed though because I'm reading Tog and it's like, oh, the Stygian spiders can only be female. I was like, bullshit! Bryaxis is a spider. I was so pissed.
Bryaxis can be a female name. Yeah.
Wait,
No, but the voice in the
Wait,
graphic audio
wait.
is male.
wait! You're saying that Stygian spiders are all lesbians?
Well, I don't know.
What?
No, they
God, I
breed,
love
but
you
then
guys.
they only birth female. I don't know what the fuck they breed with. Don't ask me. Ask Sarah.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
there's one man and it's Bryaxis.
What?
I don't know. Oh my god. We're going crazy.
He's just the daddy of all the spiders.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so it's like a Game of Thrones kind
Yeah.
of wild children kind of deal. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like
I like the idea of lesbian
because it does
spiders
say
better.
like, you know, when the big host spider leaves, there's still like the little tiny baby spiders guarding where it was, and like there's always leftover presence of it.
So poop?
No,
Yeah,
like the little baby spiders, like the smaller guards. So who is guarding
Like poop?
who's
Like
guarding
presidents?
who's guarding the pit? At the
Who's guarding their crap?
Come on. The pit at the bottom of the library is a gate to the pit level of hell. Come on.
Or it's a gateway to the tunnels in Ardalan.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Love that. I love that though.
I mean, they are both libraries. I feel like
Yeah.
all of the libraries are somehow connected because what do you mean that the worlds, I guess, have three main libraries? There's Parthos, there's the Glass Castle library that was hidden under the Glass Castle, and then there's the House of Wind library.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, Helion has a lot of fucking libraries, but Amarantha burned down his main one, so I guess the main one for the world now would be the House of Wind library.
So caves, libraries, and mountains.
And cats.
And cats.
And cats. And starlight. And darkness. And shadows. And
So basically everything.
Everything. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a possibility that it could be an ACOTAR 6 Twilight of the Gods 1 tandem.
I still think someone from the Tog world is going to stumble in and be like,
Agreed.
and Reese is going to blow his top off again.
Dude, how cool would it be? I think the only fucking person I would want to see from Tog is Maeve, because she was a world walker. We didn't see her when she world walked.
What if Lorcan world walked? I mean, he's close
He
to
did.
Hellas.
He did. He mentions that he world walked before. He said that he like
So-
went through the archway and like visited people on other worlds.
So what if it's Lorcan in the lead and we find out
Lorcan
what the
was
fuck he
at
did?
Starfall. No, the random stranger that Cassian was besties with that was never brought up again.
Where was the lead, though?
Maybe it was probably before he ever met her. Because he had mentioned previously using
But
those
then the
archways and stuff.
But then
And-
the timelines wouldn't work out.
And to make this even better, who is Lorcan's deity?
Hellas.
Hellas. And the princes of hell can world walk.
But the timeline doesn't make sense, Melanie.
No, because you go through time and space. It does make sense.
You go backwards, forwards, sideways, because time is the fourth dimension. It's not
Linear.
dependent. It's not dependent on three-dimensional structures.
Yeah.
And it's not
So
dependent
Bryce fell
on
back, Aelin fell
three-dimensional stuff.
forward, Lorcan probably fell back a little. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, that was
He's-
totally Lorcan.
So fourth dimension is basically the knight on a chessboard.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyways, Tog stuff.
I love Liv, but it's just like
Tog. I know.
I
no,
think
I was
somebody
rereading
is coming
it and I was
back.
like, this is so Lorcan because he's like, yeah, I went through blah blah. And I go, the fucking princes of hell can world walk, which Lorcan is also a shadow singer. And Cormac is also a shadow singer. The shadow singing, I think, is a hell power
Hmm.
passed down the line, and then it's just whoever gets it, I guess, according to like how shadow singers are rare and everything in Prithian anyway.
So is there only one per realm?
Maybe. We have Lorcan, Azriel, and Cormac. So, but that
What
would
if they
mean
all
that.
just hang out?
But okay, listen though. Reese would have to know that because Reese is like, oh, shadow singers are rare and coveted, like on multiple continents, across seas, and whatever the fuck he says. And I was like, so you know that there's some in other worlds? You know that there's some in other worlds, sir.
But what if, I mean, there's shit that Azrael knows that Reese doesn't, or at least according to canon. Like, there's
Yeah.
also things that
Yeah.
Amber knows that Reese doesn't know. There's things
Yeah.
that obviously in canon that Moore knows that Reese doesn't know.
Yeah.
So,
But the only thing that kind of throws me off, I mean, well, actually, not really throws me off because, again, Hell and the Val Daglin Asteri are equal in powers, and they are both world walkers, shapeshifters, whatever. So it makes sense that Reese would be able to do that, and Azrael would be able to do that because Reese, as we know, as we've gone over a million times, can skip time, whatever.
what if Reaxis is a giant Norway rat or like a giant New York rat?
I don't know.
I mean, that would freak me out.
Yeah. 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 I mean, what if I'm just trying to think, like, I mean, Sarah was very vague when asked, okay, are the shadow singers kind of the same as light singers? And if so, does Azrael have a beast form? And she was like, A plus for careful reading. And that was her vague answer. So I was like, he's a shadow
I'm
kitty.
so tired of her vague answers. And I feel like this interview is going to be more of that.
Azrael has a shadow kitty.
I
Oh,
really want
when
to see it again.
Cynthia asked me, she's like, "Oh, I might do like a onesie for the Azrael dolls at 1.2." And I'm like thinking of what it would be, and I go, "It's a shadow kitty. It's a black kitty. Make him a black kitty onesie."
Oh my god.
Because the Tamlin has a beast onesie and the Lucian has a fox onesie. Azrael has to be a shadow kitty.
He does. He had to be a small shadow kitty.
Gwen would fucking eat that up. She'd be like, "Do the cat thing."
Oh my god.
Cat thing.
Who's that pretty kitty?
And he would go, "Me." Azrael, when he has a hard day, he's just gonna shift into his cat form and just curl up on Gwen's lap, and she's just gonna pet him.
And Cassian is going to come out with the catnip.
And Azrael's
We
gonna
have to tell
scratch
Liv
him.
about that. She would love that.
And Azrael would just scratch him, and he'd be like, "Hey!" That's so funny. It's
And-
so funny. Oh my god. Oh my god, I took a screenshot the other
We
day.
have to tell Liv because that's adorable. And she loved that.
I took a screenshot. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up to you guys. So you know how I said that I had DM graphic audio, and I was like, "Hey, like when's the Throne of Glass, whatever, coming out?" And they're like, "Oh, we're just waiting for Sarah or whatever." Someone else asked like 10 hours ago or whatever, and someone reposted it on Threads, and so they asked, "Any update on the Throne of Glass series? Saw you guys keep delaying it because they do keep delaying it." And graphic
Just
audio
like they had
replied,
to delay like the 10-year anniversary of Akatar, and they were so pissed.
So they replied, "The author is not responding on voice cast choices yet, so we can only delay the title. Thanks."
Okay.
Not responding to the companies you're working with?
So
Isn't that
she's
like a no-no?
so she's that far analog. I think
Like,
she's gone back to a flip phone.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying she has no idea the scope of the shit
I
in
mean,
fandom
she's
at this
gone
point.
back to notebooks. She's gone analog.
Well, sort of. She does type it on her laptop, but she has the notebooks for the notes and everything.
Mm.
I was telling Ari about the whole Tamlin thing and how I think he's a mind reader slash mind speaker, and I was kind of explaining how I thought Rune was his kid or whatever. And I was like, yeah, there was like three instances, and there was like the willow tree, and then there was this, and then there was this. And she was like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, like, let me grab you one of the quotes. And so the one that I grabbed was the one like right before his panic attack.
Mm.
And literally, okay, literally in italics, which we know is someone thinking in their head, right? In italics, after Tamlin says, my family was faster and stronger than you, and they were murdered quite easily. In italics, Feyre says, then marry someone who can put up with this. And then, immediately after, it says, he blinked slowly. Then he said with terrible softness, do you not want to marry me then? I tried not to look at the ring on my finger, at that emerald. Of course I do. And then in italics, of course I do. So, either he was reading her mind. I mean, he was reading her mind anyway. But then I was thinking, what if Rhys was in her head the whole time? And I don't, then marry someone who can put up with this. That's him goading her
Mm.
into dumping Tamlin. Don't you
That's so
think?
mean.
But then, like, the second, of course I do, feels like her voice. So is Sarah playing with the whole Rhys is in her head and she's in her head at the same time type thing? Because that would have been really cool if that's what she was doing.
That would be cool.
But
That would
either
be
way, he verbally responded to that when she said it in her head. So either she was pushing her Daemati into Tamlin's head, but I don't think that's the case because if you go back to the book one Under the Willow, which we mentioned, when she's like, you're exactly
Yeah.
how I always dreamed you'd be. And he verbally responds, you're exactly how I dreamed you'd be too. Like,
Yeah.
sir.
Hmm.
But you know what? That's been circulating lately. And I just want to make mention that we mentioned this like over 2 years ago, by the way. It's been
Yeah.
circulating lately. And I saw, it was immediate rage bait. I saw this fucking comment say, well, now Tamlin fans can't use the excuse that he's not a mind reader. Mm-hmm. There's always one.
Can someone just take a
I'm like,
laxative
and
and be
then,
done with it?
then I was proud of our team because then another Tam fan commented and they were like, no, he just doesn't forcibly go into her mind to read her thoughts willy-nilly unless she pushes it at him. And I was like,
Like it's called projection. She has to project them out.
yeah, yeah.
And
Like
then he
the
hears,
marriage one was emotion. He's gonna hear that shit regardless. Just like, wow, Rhys hearing it through the mate bond for her wedding. But suspiciously not hearing it when she's being fucking attacked by Hybern.
mm.
Mm.
Or by the Weaver.
He didn't even fucking care when the Weaver was attacking her. He was laughing. That's so sadistic. Bro, that's so sadistic. I can't. Oh, I was on a thread. And of course there was Nesta haters on it. Like, why comment on something if you absolutely fucking hate the character?
You know, people just need to woosah and mind their own damn business. Helps me, makes me feel better.
Yeah. So there was like this painting that someone was doing, or like this mural that someone was doing of like their favorite FMCs or whatever. And it was like Aelin, Manon, Bryce, and Nesta, not Farah. And everyone's like, where's Farah? Where's Farah? Me. And I just commented, I love when people add Nesta and not Farah. Farah was defined by and aided by men her entire journey. Nesta defined herself and her own growth and had powerful women at her side. She was the stronger FMC.
Mhm. I am curious to see what Elaine does.
I am too.
Like, is she going to be like Farah, or is she going to be like Nesta, or is she just going to have a mix?
I want her to be different. I want her to just be like, look, I need to find myself somewhere else, peace the fuck out, and then go travel with Lucian. Because think about it. Who's the most well-traveled of them? Lucian. Who knows the continent because he's been there? Lucian.
Yes.
Who knows the spring court, the day court, the winter court? Lucian. The dawn court. He knows everybody everywhere. He probably has cottages in every fucking court except Autumn. Like, he has vacation houses everywhere, bitch. Because he's just, at this point, emissary to all. He's just privy.
He needs to be High King.
Yeah. He's just like, he's a workaholic.
Yes, he needs to
I feel like that is gonna kind of bite him in the ass. I mean, I understand that he's kind of using it as a coping mechanism to like not think about his life.
He doesn't like being idle.
Like
just
the way
like
that he
Farah
jumped,
doesn't like being idle.
just like he jumped at the chance to like find the Firebird, like find Bassett and all that stuff. And was it Farah who's like, it's gonna be dangerous? Or no, it was Elaine who's like, oh, it's gonna be dangerous or whatever. And he's like, good. It wouldn't be fun otherwise. Like, sir.
I miss that side of Lucy.
And that was an Akawar, and people are like, oh, yeah, no, he wasn't sassy. And, I was like, he was too. He was trying with the fucking assholes he was surrounded by, who left him to rot a whole night in disgusting clothes, freezing. Like, fuck them. Made
Not
me
even a roll of toilet paper, like
no paper towels to wash his face with or anything.
Rude.
Oh, okay. This was the thing that I wanted to bring up in terms of Gwenriel, because it's a mirror and I love it. Okay, so someone posted like two quotes from Tog, and it says, even though Astrid was her cousin, she wasn't a friend. And then later on, as we know, it says her second, her cousin, her friend, smiled, eyes bright as stars, live Manon. What does Asriel say about Gwen in the series? But he's like, he wouldn't go so far as to call her a friend. What do you want to bet he's going to be like? His friend, his mate, his everything. Later.
Similar to Farah and Rhysand?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, similar to Nessian too, because Nesta has that whole thing. Which again, I think some of Nesta's quotes should have gone to Cassian if she wanted us to believe that they were fucking endgame, but I digress. He just didn't have enough. Like, he didn't have enough romance in his bones. There was like, yeah, there's periodic quotes that everybody will bring up, and they're like, he's so swoon-worthy, he's so amazing, he's such a great... No.
Earlier versions of him were better.
And even then, after the Akamath bonus chapter, I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, what? This is why I'm saying there's a reason that she writes these bonus chapters the way that she does. There's a reason Cassian was portrayed as a pervert in that one already. So it would foreshadow him, dropping Nesta's hand and only really wanting sex from her and not really wanting a big wedding because, oh my God, what will the Illyrians say? And like all this non-romantic stuff. So now it's like, Okay, Reese came back to life. He's a little more unhinged. He threatens Nesta. He gets to a point where he actually threatens Nesta and Hofas. He's totally unhinged and screaming and roaring and slamming doors and blowing out windows. Like, there's a reason for this. You cannot look at that bonus chapter, even as a Reese fan, okay? Even as a Reese fan, if you read the whole series and then you read Hofast and then you read that bonus chapter, you should not be thinking, oh, he was totally justified. Oh, he was totally normal. He wasn't normal. That wasn't normal for Reese. I'm someone who hates him. I'm someone who thinks he was always a villain. Even for me, thinking that he was always the villain, he was not himself in that bonus chapter. Because the Reese of the series pre-Akasif, his rage was internal. His rage was icy like Azrael's because he would make the comparison all the time. The way that he mutilated Kier, not an expression on his face.
He was cold.
Not a twitch. Nothing.
He was like psychopathic.
Like sociopathic cold.
Yeah, sociopathic cold.
So
yeah.
that is not the Reese we see in Hofas. And granted, I've gotten the whole, well, that was different. The world wasn't in danger. And the world wasn't
Yes,
in
it
danger.
was. Yes, it was. Hybern was on their tail.
No shit. But the thing is, if you actually read Hofas and paid the fuck attention, which people don't tend to do, if you paid attention, you would realize that Bryce giving Nesta the mask had no bearing on the state of the Akatar world. Because if Bryce went back without the mask and the Asteri murdered her, they were already going to use the horn to come back. She had the horn tattooed on her skin. They have used corpses for less. They would have used her corpse as a key to get back to the Akatar world. It had nothing to do with the mask. They already had the key by her herself going back. So the mask only gave her a leg up in defeating them. It didn't give them any sort of advantage. Only her. Because they would have come back with the ink on her body regardless. And people don't realize that. I'm like, Bryce is the horn. Bryce is a key. Like, her going back regardless. And if they murdered her, which they would have if she didn't have the mask because she needed that extra oomph, they would have used her fucking dead-ass body to go right back through the portal. Had nothing to do with the fucking mask. And if Reese had just shut the fuck up and maybe listened to Nesta for once, maybe she would have told him that. But did he? No.
Do you think it's possible that when he came back to life that somebody else stepped in his body?
No, I just think that the Valg that had always been there has a lot more control. Because as I've been screaming to the cosmos since Akka War, he had to give up something to come back to life. That is the way it works. To get something, you have to give something. So Amryn didn't stay dead either. Amryn had to give her divinity to come back. Reese has his powers, has his fairness, has his kingdom, has his mate. What the fuck did he give up to come back? Control over his alter ego, the Valg. And it was there in book 1, and people can say I'm crazy all they want. It was there in book 1. You can tell the Valg Reese scenes from the regular Reese scenes. But the thing is, I think before, he got to choose when to use it for his own gain. And now, I think it's trying to take over, and it's succeeding, because now it's a more even playing field, because he had to give up some of that control. So it's very much like multiple personality disorder.
So do you think that in this upcoming book, we'll ever get to the bottom of if there was a mating ceremony? Because
Dude,
Nesta is obviously not pregnant.
I am hoping and fucking praying that if it is, not even if it's an Elaine book, if it's a fucking Gwynreal Nesta book, if Nesta is involved whatsoever, I need there to be some sort of flashback where Elaine goes to Nesta and is like, maybe you don't want to marry Cassian. Like, I need her to say something. Like, she's already like, dude, you're dead. Like, I
Yeah.
need her to have said something to Nesta where Nesta's like, oh, let's postpone. Because they don't act like they went through with it. They don't have the rings. I'm gonna scream about the rings for eternity. If Sarah forgets that, I'm actually gonna be pissed off. Because how are you consistent throughout all of your series and all of your mates who have mating bands? The warriors, the royals, the regulars, they all have fucking mating bands, marriage bands, wedding rings, whatever have you they call it.
The cousin groom.
And you're explaining
The cousin bride.
And she's explaining how the villains have all these rings on their fingers, Pollux, Rigelus, in Hofast itself. And you're telling me that you're purposely not making mention that Nessian is wearing mating bands? That cannot be something that she simply forgot. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it because how are you consistent every single time and then just forget? Mm-mm.
I mean, she forgot about Vaughn, but Vaughn wasn't that big of a character.
And
You
Vaughn
can't
was
just
never there.
forget about Nesta and Cassian.
They were in a couple scenes. You could have like the way that she wrote it with Rhys and Farah in Rhys's point of view in I think Akafas. It was like, oh, when Cassian walked into the kitchen and like Rhys was twirling his mating band. That's all you had to say. Like, oh, Nesta was fiddling with her mating band. Nothing.
Mhm.
No mention whatsoever of the ceremony or the ring.
And
No.
why was he
It
so
didn't
pissed
fucking
at her?
happen. Yes. He
Like,
took Rhys's side on every fucking point. He threatened to execute her.
and he's like, okay.
And you're like, let's cap this for tomorrow. Shut the fuck up right now. I hate the people who are like, he asked her if she was okay. Since when does a woman saying, I'm fine, and not even saying it, mumbling it, mean she's fucking fine?
Like, are y'all okay? Do we
Are
need to
y'all
call
okay?
the police?
Do you need help? Blink
Blink
4
twice
times.
if you need help.
Blink 4 times if you need help. Like, even Fenris would never. And he wasn't even married to Aelin. Fenris. I love him. Baby. Like,
Baby.
come on. I'm fine, Cassian. She mumbled. Oh, yeah, as a female, totally gives off I'm fine vibes. And then Amryn.
Here's the thing. Sarah J. Maas is she kind of presents herself as a feminist, but like.
No, I think that I have to, again,
What
I
is
have to
what?
believe this is on purpose. Because if
There's
it's
no
not,
female agency.
if it's not on fucking purpose, what was it all for? That is the question.
To point out the patriarchy. The patriarchy is still there in Prithian, so.
And Farah is not a fucking girl boss.
No. She's a.
Honestly, I don't have faith that
She's
Farah
barely a
mother.
Cub Scout.
I don't think she's gonna be a good mom either. But I'm just like,
I think she's gonna be like Bella and just be like, oh, he looks like Edward in every perfect way.
oh my god. And then just the fact that like after that whole like, oh, let's like just hold this conversation for tomorrow. And then he's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. And then Amryn, he doesn't do anything. Amryn fucking stalks over to her and she's like, you better hope Farrah can change Reese's mind, girl. Yeah.
Weren't you friends with this chick like 5 seasons ago?
Like the end of Akasit.
Like, girl, what do you mean, girl? What do you mean, like, you better hope
You better hope Farrah can change Reese's mind about executing her sister? Is that what you're really saying right now, Amryn?
Not only that, but
and Cassian says nothing?
Not only
Nothing.
that, but they are so gung-ho on making us believe that they would have fought for humans. But now that Nesta and Elaine are no longer human, does that not apply?
The way that Ember calls them out for that was delicious. And then Reese has to backpedal and he's like, Amryn didn't mean any offense. We really appreciate and respect humans here. The fuck you do? The fuck you do? What? You don't even respect your fucking Illyrians or Hewn City people. What do you mean you respect humans?
You don't even respect your meat.
You don't even respect your meat. Or her
your
sister.
cousin.
Or her friend. Like, what? That was fucking wild to me. I love Ember for calling them out on their fucking bullshit. I feel like Sarah had a fucking field day writing that bonus chapter. That bonus chapter is my favorite fucking thing ever because Azriel lets it happen. The way that Azriel lets Ember get up from the breakfast table because he could have fucking stopped her. And it's noted, literally on page, Sarah wanted us to know that Azriel could have stopped her, but decided not to.
I love him.
And she was just like, leave her alone. And he's like, are you calling me a monster, Ember Quinlan? Like, yeah, if the shoe fucking fits, bro. Like, what?
If it fits, we'll throw it at your head.
If it fits, it chips.
Damn.
She's like, I'm telling you to lay off her. Like, good for Mama Bear. I loved. Oh,
and the thing is, like, Mama Archeron never did that for any of the girls.
Nesta needed a mom so bad. Oh my god, I wanted to cry. It was so cute.
And she gave her a hug, and Nesta's like, what do I do with this? I know. What do I do with this? I'm getting a hug. Poor baby.
Oh my god. And then like, okay, the thing is too is so Amryn says that whole shit, right? And then she's like, get your guests and go upstairs or whatever this, like, you better go make them comfortable for the night or whatever the fuck she says. And like Nesta goes up with them, right? Where the fuck is Cassian? Where the fuck is Cassian?
It reeks like misogyny and sexism, and it's very
I swear to God, this was the point of the chapter because remember, she has Reese and Cassian.
I don't know. I didn't read it. I've only been getting spoilers. I still need to finish Crescent City too.
Bro, you're reading this chapter tonight, at least. Just the chapter. I'm going to send it to you. But so she's literally upstairs. She's like preparing their room or whatever. And Ember's like, oh, are you sure you're not in trouble? And Nesta's like, not any more than usual. And then Ember's like noting how like her shoulders are drooping and her head is bowed and like all this shit. And I'm like, this chick ain't happy. Like how the fuck are Nestian stands like, oh, she had her happily ever after. Did you see her? Are you seeing this?
Miserable. She like that is a domestic abuse victim. In real time, and you're saying that's happily ever after. Are you guys okay?
And then next morning it says, oh, Reese said something that had Nesta, bowing her head. What? And that's when Ember got up and she was like, lay the fuck off her. And she had that like little standoff with her. And like Ember's protecting her. And she's like, what about your mate? And Nesta's crying. It's like she was trying to force the tears back. And she's like, I think he's the most mad at me of anyone.
Like, why? why would he be the most mad? Like, what happened, Nesta? Nesta.
Weird. And then she has Reese and Cassian and Randall. I got really mad at Randall in this chapter, and I was like a Randall stan, but I was really mad at him. And all the boys, I guess. And I think Azrael was still just kind of like over in the corner, like whatever. But like the boys were all like, "Oh, females," and like just talking shit about the females. Like,
just so weird. Like,
oh, I guess they're all the same, and you know, with a wife and daughter like that, like Reese. Ugh. And then Randall's like, yeah. And then Cassian's like just laughing along. And it's like, your mate is over there literally bawling her eyes out with a stranger. And you're over here trash talking females with your High Lord and a random human guy.
Ill.
Yeah.
Big
I'm
ill.
like, this is why I say nobody can tell me that Sarah is not aware that she's writing them like this, because she purposely wrote in that very gross patriarchy scene of like, oh, females are so difficult and emotional.
But thing is, why? Why is she wanting to write about alpha holes? Why can't she write a decent man?
Oh my God, that's the other thing about Nessie. And they're like, well, in the last chapter, they were eating cake and they were fine. They had guests. You don't act civil with your partner, even if you're arguing when you have guests over. And then it was like, when Bryce took like out the Star Sword, it was like, oh, Cassian looked like he might step forward, like to protect Nesta. Looked like he might, but he didn't. He was acting all growly, but he couldn't take a step. What if she did stab her? You know, Reese would have been fucking in front of Feyre. And I don't like Reese. He would have been in front of in 2 goddamn fucking seconds the minute a sword came out.
There also would have been a time where Reese would have protected Nesta. When she was having the nightmares, he was so sweet to her. Despite being an ass most of the other times.
I don't know what he did in her head. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he did. Well, it could have been an act too. Oh my God, she's so traumatized. But you're still fucking verbally and mentally abusing her.
Like, why is he pulling a Jasper Hale?
It's fucking.
Why is he messing with her emotions?
It's so fucking.
It's very Jasper Hale. It's weird.
Yeah. Reese bellowed. Reese roared. Reese screamed.
So he had another orgasm?
They will kill her and take the mask and horn and open a fucking gate to this world. You should have killed Bryce the moment she opened that portal, he raged on. The moment she appeared, you should have been swinging ataraxia at her fucking throat. Sir. Is this the Reese of Akamath? The cool, calm, collected Reese of post coming back to life? Because it's not. And then Nesta's like, she deserved the honor of being heard out. After all we went through, she deserved that. She deserved to be obliterated for putting us at such risk a second time, he yelled. And then Amren goes, argue later. We need to deal with the parents first. Deal with. Ember stiffened and Randall reached for a knife that was no longer there. They'd awoken to find his rifle and knife gone, along with the secret one he kept in his boot. Yeah, because Reese put them to sleep with his magic when they got there.
That's cool.
Without permission, by the way.
Yay,
Choice king, right?
Yeah.
The study doors blew open, banging so hard against the stone walls that Ember could have sworn even their guard winced. Azrael. Reese's commanding voice boomed from within the study. Bring them.
Ugh.
He does treat them like dogs, especially Azrael. Azrael, the male who Bryce had traveled with in the caves, he was now motioning them forward, his face like ice. What the fuck? What the fuck?
He's putting on a front. He's being stoic and trying to shield himself. That's how he shields himself.
Rhysand loomed like a roiling storm in the center of the room. Even the fire seemed to cringe from him.
And Elaine is nowhere in sight.
Yep. Like, it's so crazy. I love how Asriel he's like, where is she going now? Now that she has the mask, a withering glare at Nesta. Asriel, don't fall into the trap. I think he realized after a while that, like, maybe Rhys is wrong. Because the next morning, he kind of let Ember just rip him to shreds. It was great. Oh, yeah. I forgot that Hunt has wind power.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to explain guns, and then, oh, yeah. Amryn sighed at the ceiling and said, "They're humans, Rhysand. We can contain them here."
Weren't y'all just trying to fight in honor of the humans? Now you're enslaving
Randall
them? What
shot
is wrong
Ember a
with
look
you?
as if to warn her to stay quiet, but she spent her whole life hearing that bullshit and she wasn't about to tolerate it now. Right, Ember bit out. "We're just pathetic, weak, stupid humans, a little more than chattel to you." But Rhysand said quietly, "If Amryn offended you, it was not intended. We all have a deep respect for humans here."
Yeah, okay. Like giving them more trauma.
"I'm not concerned
Sure.
about your presence here." His sincerity hardening to ice. "I'm concerned about your daughter. If our ancient enemies get their hands on her, on the weapons she bears, on the people she loves, how hard would it be to break her? She's already proven that she will do anything to save her loved ones. If the Daglin, the Asteri, as you call them, capture her mate, her brother, won't she betray us to save them? They already have them. What are you talking about?"
Hold on. Back up. Isn't that basically what Pharaoh was doing in the first 2-3 books?
Helping Highburn? Yeah.
And like the weapons she possessed?
And, I don't know, stealing the book from Tarquin?
That's sus. What's with the hypocrisy?
I know. And then it says, "You don't know our daughter, da 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 da." She's she's soft-hearted yet ruthless, scheming yet impulsive, determined and stubborn, and with a dangerous tendency toward recklessness, Rhysand said. I'm assuming Asriel told him. And then Ember says, "She's been like that since she was a baby. Imagine all of that in a 1-year-old." And then it says, Randall cleared his throat in warning, but she could have sworn Rhysand's mouth twitched upward like he could indeed imagine such a thing. Maybe he'd lived through something similar. Nyx is a holy fucking hellion. I'm telling you right now. He's like 10 months old. That was a Nyx foreshadow. The mill at Nesta's side, ... her mate, if Ember were to make a guess. Keyword guess. Said casually, "It's late, Rhys. Let them rest and we'll meet again in the morning." And then it says, this is another foreshadowing. Rhys nodded without looking at the warrior and focused all his fury on Nesta. To her credit, the female stood stiff-backed, chin high, imperious and unbending. Ember couldn't help but admire her. Rhysand's violet blue eyes guttered into pure darkness. Black pits. At the challenge in Nesta's expression, her stance, a predator recognizing a worthy opponent and unsheathing its talons, his hands curled at his sides as if invisible claws indeed were forming.
Just like how Tamlin was portrayed.
This is the Valk. Okay, his eyes guttering into pure darkness. And it says it again. She repeats it again later. Yeah, Nesta's mate shifted an inch closer to her, his eyes darting between the two of them, torn, like he didn't know who to side with in the brewing fight.
That's awkward as
I'm
hell.
fine, Cassian, Nesta muttered. Rhysand didn't take his eyes off Nesta as he ordered, "Report to my office at dawn. We'll finish this then." He stalked out of the chamber, the doors slamming behind him on a night-flecked wind. Amren nodded to Nesta. "Find a room for your guests, girl, and pray to the mother that your sister changes Rhysand's mind tonight." I fucking hate there. Like she wrote this chapter so fucking good. Yeah, so Nesta brings it up. It says, "You two can stay here. There are wards on every inch of this place, and the house is alive, so you can't get out unless we allow it. But it's better than the dungeon." They'd taken Bryce to the dungeons, and then Ember says thanks, and then she goes, "Wait, the house is alive." In a way, it reports to me. This is my home, and then it says, Nesta sounded thin, brittle after the verbal lashing she'd taken in the study. ... Mm-mm. "Thank you for sticking your neck out for us." She shrugged a shoulder, turning to leave. "If you're hungry, simply ask the house out loud and food will appear." "Convenient," Randall murmured. Oh my god. And then Nesta's like, "Your daughter loves you." And then she said, Ember goes, "She used us as a bargaining chip." And then Nesta said, "No, she wanted the Maas to fight your Asteri, but I think she mostly opened the portal to send you here out of harm's way."
Mm-hmm.
And then Randall's like, "Well, she left our son behind." They're just being assholes, kind of. "I'm sure she has some plan for his protection. Your daughter seems to be very resourceful." "You don't know the half of it. Try setting a curfew for that girl." And then Ember says, "Are you in trouble?" Nesta's meeting with Rhysand first thing in the morning clearly wouldn't be a pleasant one. "No more than usual," Nesta said nonchalantly, but Ember could sense the lie.
And all that fuss and pomp and circumstance of giving her jewels and flowers and, "Oh yeah, I'll give you the biggest meeting celebration at all."
Mm-hmm. And then
Where was it?
I loved this part. It's kind of funny though, but this is where like Nesta is Nesta-ing. So Ember goes, "Did Bryce behave herself here?" It says, "No," Nesta said. "She tried to feed me and Azriel to an oversized worm." And Randall choked but didn't turn from the windows as he said, "Of course she did." "Gods, she must have driven you up the wall." "Indeed." And then it says, Nesta's smile was slow, barely a lift of the corners of her lips, like she wasn't someone who smiled easily or regularly. A warrior, yes, but she seemed young despite those Fae ears. The way Bryce with her own pointed ears seemed young, though Fae could still look 25 when they were 300 years old. The gods knew the Autumn King had still looked young, had still seemed barely into his 30s when Bryce had ... Rune, she reminded herself. Rune had made the killing blow. So Nesta doesn't smile still. Interesting. I'll send you the link to it if you want to read it. I am so curious to see what you think of the last half because it gets so much fucking worse.
All right. Sounds good.